Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I like to start off with skin prep and I'm going to begin with hydrating my face. I'm using the badescu hydrating spray. I really love this hydrating spray so much because it contains green tea, cucumber and aloe vera. Next is moisturizer and I'm using the Blossom Makeup Moist Essence. I love this moisturizer. Okay, I love it so much. Up next is primer and I'm using the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. It's very hydrating. I'm of the opinion that you are not supposed to apply primer underneath your eye. Whether hydrating primer or mattifying primer, your under eye needs as much hydration as possible, okay? So avoid primers underneath your eye. For foundation, I'm using the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Foundation in the shade C8 Cocoa. It's super blendable and it gives a very soft finish. You can always build up coverage if you want. After blending my foundation, I like to set it in place with a setting spray. The setting spray I'm using is from Nuban Beauty. Up next is contour and I'm using the foundation that is 3 shades darker than my skin tone. I'm using the Vee Beauty foundation in the shade Ebony. Up next is cream blush and I'm using a shade from the Becharm Ageless lip palette. I'm going to use the orange sort of coral shade in the palette as my blush. For concealer, I'm starting off with a shade that is closer to my skin tone. I'm using the Nuban Beauty Concealer in the shade 046.5. I'm going to use this shade first and I'm going to apply this at my highlighted areas. That is underneath my eye, my forehead, my nose, my chin and my cupid bow.
Is your favorite color blue? Cause you something like my crib tonight. I think I want you to maybe meet me at my crib tonight.
To brighten up my face, I'm going to use a concealer that is 2 shades lighter than my skin tone. I'm going to be applying this just at the inner corner of my under eye. I'm going to let the concealer sit in for a while I proceed to re-emphasize my blush. After blending in my concealer, the next is to set them in place. I'm going to be using the setting powder from Merak Cosmetics. I like to use a powder puff to set my concealer. Before I set my concealer, I like to make sure that I dust off excess powder from my powder puff. You don't need to set underneath your eye with a lot of product, okay? That is the reason why your under eye starts cracking or it has this very harsh, look. You don't want to set your under eye with a lot of product, okay? Now, before I proceed to set, I like to blend underneath my eye with a beauty sponge. So I'm going to remove any crease line because I'm already seeing creases. You don't want to set underneath your eye with this crease line, okay? Because what you set is what you get. So it's very important that before you set underneath your eye, make sure you go with your beauty sponge or a blending brush. Honestly, use whatever works for you, but I like to use a beauty blender. I'll proceed to use that to blend underneath my eye and remove those crease lines.
Is your favorite color blue? Cause you something like my crib tonight. I think I want you to maybe meet me at my crib tonight. Might not be the one, but I'm definitely the prototype. Let's get down and get it on the floor. Wanna be a friend you can keep. I wanna be a friend you can keep. I wanna be a friend you can keep. I wanna be a friend you can keep. Trying to jump your bones, we gon' gotta drop the boom, Might cross the room, but in private we be super close. Emphasis to go, just to call them the horoscopes. Looking like the stars align for life. Wanna be the friend you can keep. I wanna be a friend you can keep.
After setting the highlighted areas with a setting powder, the next thing is to bronze up my face, and I'm using a palette from Vee Beauty Meets the Brown. I really love this palette so much because it has very nice brown shades.
And you can keep on. If you see me, yeah, then you can friend you can keep on. If you see me, yeah, then you can keep on.
I'll proceed to use a small fluffy brush to define my nose using the same shades I used earlier.
You don't gotta jump the broom,
After defining my face, I'll be setting my foundation using my powder shade, and I'm using the Vee Beauty powder palette in the shade Maron.
Meet me at my crib tonight. Might not be the one, but I'm definitely the prototype. Let's get down and get it on the floor. Wanna be a friend you can
Next is powder blush, and I'm going to be using the Vee Beauty Girls Night Out Volume 2 blush palette. I'm going to be using this shade right here. I'll proceed to add a little bit of brightness underneath my eye, and I'm doing that using the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. I did my brows and eyeshadow off camera. Please let me know in the comment section if you're interested in how I achieved this eye look, and I'll do well to do a detailed video for you guys. Now moving forward, I'm going to proceed to do my lips. And for my lips, I'm going to first align my lips with a red lip liner, and I'll proceed to overline it with a brown lip liner. After lining my lips, I'll proceed to apply gloss. I'm going to be using a pinkish nude gloss. The look is coming together nicely, but I feel like I need to add more blush, and I'm definitely going to add more blush. So using the same Vee Beauty palette I used earlier, I'm going to use the same shade I used, and I'm going to apply more blush at the amples of my cheek. I love me some blush, okay? Blush blindness is a thing here, and I'm guilty. Giving I love. Ooh. With what's left on the brush, I'll use it to just at the tip of my nose, very tiny bits. I'll finish up with setting my face with a setting spray, and I'm using the one from Omari Code. This is the finished look. I really love this look so much. Let me know what you think about this look in the comment section. If you made it to the end of this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next one, okay? Bye!